What is going on, guys? Welcome back to more positional previews for the New York Giants. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while, and I was supposed to um, Monday and I believe Friday too. I was busy, so today I'm going to be doing defensive ends. I realized that there is a lot of depth at the D line position, at defensive end, at defensive tackle. So I decided to do defensive end first, and tomorrow I'll do defensive tackles. So for defensive ends, we're looking at last year defensive ends were absolutely garbage. So this year the Giants changed it up a little bit, brought in some new faces, got rid of a lot of people. We got rid of Cullen Jenkins finally. I mean, he was good, he was productive, but he was just old, and I think he was just a waste of a roster spot when we can get a young talent there to coach up and stuff like that. So, looking at Jason Pierre-Paul, he got rid of the club, thank God, and in OTAs he's actually impressing with his hand movement without the his finger, and he has a custom made glove now, so there's not just like one finger flap just hanging around, so it's just like it's a custom glove um, for his hand, and that he's has no pain in that hand anymore, and that he's able to move it around and smack around with the dummies and stuff like that. So that's a good sign. We'll see how he translates that to real practice and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see how that goes when all the pads are on and it's full contact instead of no pads and limited contact. So um, moving on to the Olivier Vernon, I'm excited to see what he's gonna do. Do I think he's worth all that money that we paid him? Absolutely not. But is he an elite pass rusher? I wouldn't go as far as saying that, but he's a pretty good one. And I think with him and Jason Pierre-Paul on each end, I think they both can get some pressures out of that. So, especially with Jonathan Hankins, who I'll get into tomorrow, that also has pass rushing ability. So, um, yeah, Olivier Vernon. Yeah, happy to see what he's gonna do. Number 54 this year. Owa Odighizuwa, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's gonna do. If you guys don't know, that's our third round pick from last year, who got his season cut short because of injury. Had some high hopes going into the season. Was hoping to rush the passer more than what he was asked to do in college, and that was to stop the run. So I'm excited what to see what he's gonna do. He's a run specialist, so he will stop the run. But he also says that he has a pass rushing ability that he wants to show and stuff like that, and that this year he's really trying to get after the quarterback, but the injury better not get to him first. So um, yeah, I hope he's healthy, and we'll see what he does. But he's looking to be a rotational defensive end to fit in left or right. And by the way, I do not know who's gonna play right or left. Last year, I mean, Jason Pierre-Paul has always been a right defensive end, but the Giants are moving Olivier Vernon and Jason Pierre-Paul around everywhere, so no one knows who's gonna play right or left. So yeah, usually the right defensive end is on the left tackle. So um, we'll see how that plays out. Let's see, we'll see who's playing against the left tackles here, and which are supposed to be the better tackles. So um, basically, who's going to be the better defensive end? It's going to be a battle between JPP and Olivier Vernon. Um, moving on to Kerry Wynn. Um, I mean, last year I didn't really like him, but coming into this year, I mean, you gotta know where your players stand in their position. Kerry Wynn is um, not a pass rushing defensive end, but he's a run stopping one. I'm sure he's not fast enough to get to the edges and to pursue a running back that hit the outside. He's not that fast, but inside the tackles and he makes a good read, I mean, he's there for the tackle, and he's going to make the tackle. Kerry Wynn is an exceptional tackler inside the box, and I look forward to seeing him on first and second down, on situational running downs, a 3rd and 1 or 2nd and 1 or so whatever. 2nd and 1 they usually throw it deep, but yeah, you get my point. And moving down to the lower talent, Stansly Maponga. He was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in the 5th round last year. Hasn't really done much. We picked him off the practice squad last year. But he's a big guy, man. He's a big guy, but he's a big guy, just into a little, not little, but he's 6'2", but for his position, I think teams would probably prefer like a 6'4" to 6'6" kind of player. So, yeah, he's a big guy. Looking forward to see what he's gonna do on the field. Yeah, if he was drafted in the 5th round, obviously someone had some hopes of him playing. So I don't really know much about him, but we'll see what he does in the preseason. Brad Bars really has done much of anything at all. Was with us last year, hasn't done anything. I really don't think he has a chance of making the roster. Moving on to Ishaq Williams, he's not going to make the roster. I mean, he's a talented guy, yeah, but he really has no stats to show for anything. So, and he didn't play all of last year in his collegiate career because of I don't know what the reason was, but the NCAA banned him from, suspended him a whole year for whatever he did. So, yeah, moving on to Romeo Okwara. It's gonna be between him and Mike Rose. Romeo Okwara. I forgot what he played. I think he played for Notre Dame. I think he's around 200. I don't know. I think it's a 255 when I saw it. He played defensive end and linebacker. I don't really know much about him, but the defensive end I'm pretty intrigued about is Mike Rose out of NC State. This guy is, I mean, he's a bit. He kind of reminds me of who's that defensive end out of Kevin Dodd. Not because of his physical stature. He's a big guy, and he led the ACC in sacks. People were wondering why he wasn't drafted, so on and so forth. My kind of downside, I was watching his tape. My kind of downside was, I mean, he's not that fast, especially when it comes to stopping the run. He's kind of there at the right time, at the right place. So we'll see what he does. But I think everybody that's really paying attention to this the depth chart here, I think everybody's paying attention to Mike Rose and seeing if he could be the 5th defensive end to make the roster. So, yeah, not too much because I don't know much about these people. But I'm really intrigued by Mike Rose. He had the most tape I could watch, and the most highlights. I saw one of his highlights, and it wasn't really much of highlights, but yeah, I'm really excited to see what our pass rushing players are gonna do because we need it. So. Yeah, if I had my 5, I would go Jason Pierre-Paul, Olivier Vernon, Owa Odighizuwa, Kerry Wynn, and Mike Rose. Just basing on Mike Rose because he had the most productive collegiate career, and I think that's hands down the. No, it's gonna be him. It's gonna be between him, Mike Rose, and Stansly Maponga. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, defensive tackles tomorrow, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.